Teacher Talking Sports, what it does, what it do, how we living today. The Athletic posted their top 150 NFL free agents for the offseason. So let's take a look at them. I separated them by the positions they play. Starting with quarterbacks, as you can see, it is not a very noteworthy free agent class of quarterbacks. Where I disagree, I think I would actually put Jameis Winston atop the list. We kind of know what we're going to get from Teddy Bridgewater. If he's just starting quarterback, he's usually in the lower half. I feel like Jameis Winston just has the higher ceiling of the two. Will Marcus Mariota or Mitchell Trubisky get a starting job somewhere or, be in a training camp battle? We'll see. For the running backs, Athletic isn't too high on them. Also, in parentheses, is where they were ranked in the top 150. As you can see, Leonard Fournette is the highest listed at 73rd. James Conner had, 17, 18 touchdowns last year. 117. A guy who I think is far too low, Rashad Penny. Yes, he is a big risk due to, not being available, dealing with a lot of injuries in his career. But the way he ended this past season, I could see a team giving him a decent amount of money and, perhaps inserting him as their starting running back. So those are the quarterbacks and running backs that were on the Athletics top 150. Let's move on to wide receivers and tight ends. Wide receivers are stacked. 3 of the top 6, 5 of the top 16, 7 of the top 26 free agents, according to the Athletic, are the wide receivers. Will the Packers just franchise tag Devontae Adams, or if Aaron Rodgers is no longer on the team, will they let Adams leave as well? A guy like Allen Robinson, is he too high, or was his lack of production this past season fully due to the Bears, Matt Nagy, Justin Fields' growing pains? But it's an interesting group. I think a guy like Cedric Wilson, I don't see how you could put Sammy Watkins ahead of him at this point. Cedric Wilson really produced for Dallas when guys like Michael Gallup were out of the lineup. So, again, a stacked wide receiver group. The tight ends, not too shabby either. Let's scroll down a little bit. So, 13 of the top 150. We got Mike Gesicki leading the way, and as you can see, his last name should end with an I, but Mike Gesicki 23rd, Dalton Schultz 24th. I'd pretty much rank them fairly close as the top tight end free agents. We got a bunch of guys from, I think it was a 2017 draft class, first round picks that have not panned out. Evan Engram, OJ Howard, and David Njoku. Rob Gronkowski, if Tom Brady's not playing, will he play? We will find out soon. Let's move on to the offensive linemen. Orlando Brown Jr., with all that the Chiefs gave up to get him, I don't see him leaving the Chiefs. Terron Armstead could arguably be the best left tackle in the NFL if he was able to stay a bit healthier. Brandon Scherf on top of the guards. Again, a guy like Terron Armstead just hasn't been able to fully stay healthy in the NFL. Ryan Jensen, an integral part of the Buccaneers' offensive line. So we got some pretty solid offensive linemen. Guys like Cam Robinson, Eric Fisher, rated more high than their play merits, probably because they play such an integral position in left tackle. Let's move on to the edge rushers and the defensive linemen. Chandler Jones atop the edge rushers, and Von Miller. Both are 30 plus, but both still very much producing. Will Jadeveon Clowney finally get a contract that is more than 1 year? Hassan Reddick. Many may have seen his 2020 as a fluke. Well, in 2021 with the Panthers, may have done even better. We got a bunch of veterans who will be pass down only players for the most part towards the end. We got Melvin Ingram, Justin Houston, and Jerry Hughes. The defensive lineman, Akeem Hicks, leads the way. He's also 30 plus. So no excellent defensive tackles really on the free agent market. Dominican Sue's starting to age too, but I could see him definitely getting a starting job. Calais Campbell, amazing career, but only had 1.5 sacks this past season. Let's go to the linebackers and secondary now. Um, Oyukin, sorry if I mispronounced that. He actually led the NFL in tackles this past season. Devondre Campbell, a first team All Pro. I just feel like he's being underestimated. You know, to be a first team All Pro and be considered just a 51st best linebacker. Leighton Vander Esch looked great as a rookie for the Cowboys, but has been losing playing time since. J.C. Jackson, complete ball hawk. One of the elite cornerbacks at picking up interceptions. Patriots surely don't want to lose him. Stephen Gilmore, arguably could be the best cornerback. We didn't really get to see much from him this past season after he was traded to the Panthers. Patrick Peterson, Joe Hayden, 30 plus, kind of on the downside of their careers. And then the safeties, we got Jesse Bates, who was kind of having an off season this past year, but really stepped it up in the playoffs. Definitely is a guy who could receive the franchise tag. I don't see the Chiefs letting the Honey Badger go. Marcus Williams with the Saints, their salary cap position they're in now isn't great. Will Marcus Williams stay with the Saints? Quandre Diggs unfortunately got hurt towards the end of the year. Justin Reed, the Texans, I think have already said that they don't really plan on re-signing him. And Marcus May, coming off the franchise tag, struggled before getting hurt this past season. I don't see him staying with the Jets. Devin McCourty has seemed to play with the Patriots forever. Went to my alma mater, Rutgers. So let's see if Devin McCourty stays, retires, or joins his first new team other than the Patriots. So there we have it. The Athletics top 150 free agents in the NFL season. There may be names that are added to that list, of course. There will be salary cap casualties. I believe each team needs to get under the salary cap by March 4th. So, we'll see some names. We already saw the Chiefs cut Anthony Hitchens, who isn't a great player at the moment. But we may see some very capable starters join the free agent market over the next few days. So stay tuned for that. What do you think of the Athletics top 150? What do you agree with? What don't you agree with? Who's your favorite team, and which of those guys would you like to see them reasonably sign? Again, if your team needs a quarterback, it's not exactly a strong free agent group. The rookie class hasn't exactly been receiving the highest grades. So again, what do you think your team has an opportunity to trade for a good quarterback? Let me know. I'm interested in what your expectations are for this offseason. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.